morning, cyber traders. Happy Monday, everyone. Welcome back on another wonderful week, third week of the month. By the way, if you didn't hear me on Friday, I wish you all the happy mothers. I hope you had a great Happy Mother's Day. Hope you had a lot of fun, all that good stuff. So remember, and for the moms out there, hopefully you had a nice day off. I know my wife did. So with that said, everyone, a couple of good things that are moving on. We got a couple of nice little stocks making some good pops, getting a couple of good moves. Typical Monday, though, be very, very careful. You know, we don't want to jump into big things. We got about, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like about six stocks so far. But we know we always have something that will pop up once the program trade kicks in right around now. So we'll see how things go on. We got a nice move on this LMFA. You could see it had a nice pop early at 8 o'clock this morning. It was at 90 cents. Ran to about $1.20. You know, it's a little on the cheap side. You know, I don't want to discourage some new people here to like, wait, we're not looking at Tesla. We're not looking at the brand names, the Maras, and everything. We'll look at those too. But remember, it's all about risk to reward. Now, regarding about what happened on Friday, because we always want to start off and see what happens with that. We had a couple of good moves that moved out on Friday. First of all, we had this stock right here, GSIT. This stock just had a really nice move. What a great run. Look at this thing. It was literally about $1.50. It ran to $7. Okay. So great run up early in the morning. You could see it right here. Ran from about $1.70, ran all the way to about $3. And then this is what makes the stock nice going into the afternoon. This is what we teach you in class. So basically, when you have a good push in the morning, if the stock trades at the highs, usually get a push going to the close. This thing literally the last 45 minutes, actually 10 minutes. I mean, 15 minutes, but 10 minutes. This thing just took off like a rocket out of nowhere, ran from 370 all the way to the last minute, ran to about 8,550. This is one of those stocks. I don't know if some of you here remember, we did an on-site here in New York once, not too long ago. I think it was last year, the year before. And it was like our last day of trading. And all of a sudden, like, we just like the last 15 minutes of the open, the thing just took off and just did not stop. This was exactly like it. The difference is this one versus the time when you were here on site, that ran about 70 cents. This thing ran literally almost $2. Unbelievable. But anyway, you know what? This is what you learn as a trader. It's like, and I will always relate it to fishing. It's like just about when you're about to quit and you're going to call it in, all of a sudden, a big wave of fish just come out of nowhere. I'm like, oh my God, this is crazy. It's like unstoppable. So it's just one of those things that happen. So anyway, that's why it's always, which I always got to remind you, everyone. And if you haven't got the mouse pad, we just got a whole shipment that just came in. Times, the best times and worst times to trade. You got to work off that. Anyway, that was a nice little mover. Probably the biggest one of the day. A couple other ones. Arlo had a nice push, but was really slow. Moved pretty early in the morning. You had a big pop in SPRY. That thing had a nice move from 650 all the way to about 950. And NOX, NNOX had a really nice, been a good swing trade. Also has been a good day trade, you know, and you could see had a nice little, but nasty shake right here, though. We saw this thing when it ran from like 19 to about 21. It came back down. Not as pretty as the other one. Tito's, on the other hand, is moving too. I put this back on the watch list. I was just looking over here on level 4, and there is this big iceberg order that was out there. He did get executed, by the way, for about 70,000 shares at 340. I'll show it to you so you guys can see what I'm talking about. See this big red line right there? Okay, so and you see that big green ball, you see that volume bar on the bottom, that guy got executed. So that stock did go up, did test that resistance levels right there, and it kind of came right back down. So it kind of explains why you see that big move right there, and they hit in pre-market and came all the way back down to 310. So that one, you know, once again, pretty interesting stock right there. We'll keep a close eye on it, but kind of like the movement of that stock right there. Anyway, and it did pretty decent on Friday, but it came back down. So that one also moved pretty well. Now, what are we going to do this morning? Okay, so Fridays, we know it's the weekend. If you weren't here, you know, the last early in the morning or late in the afternoon, GSIT was it. I mean, it wasn't even a good pre-market. We were going through the pre-market stocks. We saw what was happening. Not really a lot going on. And then all of a sudden, like I say every time, you just need one. Just to have one stock to move, and that's it. That's all you need to move. So that one moved pretty well. Now, what's going on this morning? You know, we got a couple of stocks here. I want to start off with AI. We all know AI very well. Artificial intelligence, that thing ran from 10 all the way to 30. A lot of you remember we traded in January. It also did that big move in March. She's got a little bit of a pump this morning. Now, remember, if you're a student at Cybertrade University, if you're in the cyber group right now, obviously people on social media won't know this, but hopefully you will be a student sooner than later. Go over your journals. That stock gets very volatile, okay? It's got nasty swings, got nasty shakes. That thing's catching wind. It's going to move. So it is moving pretty decently in pre-market. Ran from 20 to 21, almost 21 and a half. It's backing off a little bit. On the level 4, I mean, I'll even show you what's going on. You got an iceberg order that showed up here right around $20.65 for 15,000. But, you know, you got another 5,000 over here, 20. But it's very, very volatile. Tier size are really small. Look, hundreds, 200s, so follow the orders. Very, very important when it comes to that stock right there. All right, another stock that we had is Boyle. Now, Boyle had a really good move. It's been a good swing trade. Now, I own it as a swing trade, okay? I actually, believe it or not, I averaged up on the trade. But if you look at it in the last couple of days, it's been starting, actually in the past week, it's been moving up slowly. Now, Boyle got crushed. We've done very well with Boyle. Stock went from 28 up to 140, back down to 30, up to 120, and then finally it got crushed. I actually bought the stock. I took a loss on it. But I don't know. The last couple of days, it's been moving pretty consistently. So I don't know. We'll see what happens with that one. It's been a good day trade. It's been also a very good swing trade. There is one issue with this stock right here. It's got big iceberg orders. Look, this stock traded 6 million shares in pre-market, okay? Let me just show you. There's a lot of algorithms in this stock. It's got 2 orders right now. You got 127,000 share seller at 325, and you got almost 250,000 share seller right at 330. So those are pretty substantial iceberg orders. And there was somebody out here showing up right here. You could see the 250,000 share sell, 250,000. So that's a little concerning to me. But I'm seeing big orders getting filled. So that's also a positive sign. Anyway, it doesn't move that much. But if this thing starts picking up momentum, if it starts breaking a new higher high, weekly high, monthly high, I would keep a close eye on this one too, right here. Like I said, I did it as a swing trade. So day trading is a little bit more difficult. Now, WISA, there's another stock that's moving. WISA, W-I-S-A. We've traded this stock many times. Now, this stock had a pretty decent move on Friday. It's trickling this morning. Another one of those stocks that got crushed. It was a $160 stock last year, mid-year. It was at 60. This thing's getting hammered. Went all the way down to $1. Anyway, WISA looks pretty good. I was looking at, there was a big order right now that got filled at 230. I'll show it to you right here. Big order right here for about 40,000. And you could see the volume, and they all kicked in right around 9 a.m. So the stock has been looking pretty strong. Look at that red line right there when I zoom in and zoom out. So that order got filled, and that is a very positive sign for the stock to go higher. Listen, you could see the resistance levels right here. Let me just change the chart. That's that big iceberg order that I just showed you. That's out there, keeps testing and testing and testing. And so this stock, it looks pretty promising going into the open. Looking at it, we already know about TIOs, TIO. Okay, that one is starting to trend down a little bit, but it's okay. MGOL showed up on the morning watch list too, but she's on a downtrend. The stock, I thought it was going. I put this on the B list. I didn't put this on the A list. Remember, we have different categories of lists that we look at, but this one, I looked at it and like, you know what? It had a big iceberg order right around $1.90. And once it tested him, it came right back down. That was around 8:15. You could see it right here. It was time. Oh yeah, we're at 7 o'clock. Yeah, right around here. And you could see it even in the chart. It's got big support and resistance, but there was a big iceberg order out there. So I'm not. Listen, sometimes we see these things, and when we trade in the morning, and we see them like they trade because it trades 6 million shares, and we see them going on a downtrend. All of a sudden, like 10, 20 minutes going into the open, all of a sudden they come out of nowhere. So that's why I'm still going to keep an eye on it. Another one that was on the B list was BNMV. I don't know if she's moving again. she gapped up pretty big. I don't know. She looks like a buyout, honestly. And then there was one last one I want to throw on this list. Actually, I showed you before. It was that cheap one right here. Is the LMFA. That pretty much does it. Logged in. That pretty much don't really say any more than that. But it's Monday. Pretty normal. I mean, listen, you got AI, you got Boyle, you got WISA. WISA, I'll tell you that's just. I mean, as of right now, that one looks like the most promising one as a day trade. But if that seller gets executed, like I told you, looks like he did, it could look like it could make a nice move. Anyway, I love bottom fishing. It's the favorite thing that I love doing. What is bottom fishing on trading? When you get $200 stocks, $100 stocks, and you go to $1, $2, and they start trending up, that's really what we're looking for. Same thing a little bit like on the Boyle side. All right. Anything I'm missing, cyber traders, that I'm missing, I did not call out. Anything else? Hold on. Nothing else out there? Okay. Neil is saying I had that one, Neil. I brought it up there. The BNMV. It's not really doing that much. I looked at it. I'm not too crazy about it. BNMV. It's on a downtrend. I put it on the watch list. It's gapped up pretty big. From it looks like more of a reverse stock split. If you tell me that basically that's what it is. 6 cents. It's a reverse stock split. So scratch it out. No good. I don't know if it's definitely reverse stock split, but from what it looks like it. All right. So let's get ready for the market. Open up, everyone. By the way, if you're listening on any of the social networks, YouTube, Facebook, take your phone. There's a little QR code. If you want to join our trading room, you want to learn more about, how to trade today's markets, see what it's like to trade with over, 30 years of experience doing this. Feel free, just click on that QR code. We'll see you in the trading room. Cyber traders, remember, be very careful. Don't get too cocky. It is that typical Monday. If you see something, share something, say something, like we always say. All right, everyone? So that pretty much does it. We got the list. And like I said, if you want the list, if you didn't write it down, I will post it on our Twitter. And once again, if you're in the cyber group room, we will post it under our alerts. All right, everybody? Good luck, everyone. Happy trading. We'll see you back here at 2:30. And cyber group members, if you're in audio, we'll start commentating once the market opens up at 9:30. All right, everyone? Happy trading, everyone. Be safe.